let's talk about the one thing that really decides whether a relationship thrives or just survives. It's called emotional safety, and it's basically the invisible foundation for every healthy connection you have. Today, we're going to walk you through the blueprint.
Have you ever felt like this? You know, that feeling of walking on eggshells, where you're constantly editing yourself, holding back parts of your personality just to keep the peace. It's exhausting, right? That feeling of just holding your breath, unable to just be. I think we've all been there.
So the big question is, how do you break that cycle? How do you build a relationship that feels more like a safe harbor and less like a minefield? Well, the answer is all about understanding and actively building emotional safety. So let's break down what that really means.
All right, first things first. Before we can build it, we have to know what we're talking about. So, what is emotional safety? And maybe just as important, what is it not?
Okay, at its very core, emotional safety is just the freedom to be 100% yourself. It's that feeling of security where you know you can share what you're really thinking and feeling, the good, the bad, the messy, and you won't be judged or made fun of or punished for it. It's knowing your vulnerability is safe. Now this is so important because it just busts so many myths. Emotional safety isn't about avoiding conflict altogether. No way. It's about being able to disagree without the fear that the whole relationship is going to blow up. It's not about your partner always agreeing with you, but it is about them always respecting your feelings. And it's definitely not about having no boundaries. It's about being able to state your needs without being called needy. So we know what it is, but let's dig into why it's so crucial. Because honestly, this isn't just a nice to have. It's an absolute non-negotiable for any relationship that's going to have real depth.
I like to think of emotional safety as the actual soil that a relationship grows in. Without good soil, trust can't put down roots, communication just withers, and intimacy has no chance to blossom. It's the fertile ground that everything else, all the good stuff like growth, connection, and real resilience, springs from.
And get this isn't just some abstract idea. It's actual biology. It's brain chemistry. When you feel emotionally safe with someone, your brain literally releases oxytocin. You've probably heard of it. It's the bonding hormone. It's a chemical that calms you down and makes you feel more trusting and connected. But when that safety is gone, your brain's alarm system starts blaring. It pumps out cortisol, the stress hormone, which shoves you straight into fight or flight mode. And just think about it. You can't connect with someone when your brain is busy scanning for threats. It is literally the biological recipe for disconnection.
So how can you tell if that foundation in your relationship is starting to get a few cracks? Let's go over some of the most common red flags that signal a lack of emotional safety.
As I go through these, just think, does any of this sound familiar? That feeling of walking on eggshells, the fear of being judged or criticized, having your needs constantly dismissed or told you're overreacting, or maybe it's that feeling of just being totally drained after you talk to them. A big one is having your past vulnerabilities thrown back in your face later. And of course, the classic silent treatment, where they use silence as a weapon. These are all huge signs that safety is breaking down.
And while this quote just gets right to the heart of it, a lack of emotional safety can make you feel so lonely, even when you're sitting right next to the person you're supposed to be closest to in the world. Okay, but here is the good news. This is the really good news. Emotional safety isn't some magic thing you either have or you don't. It is absolutely a skill. And like any skill, it's something you can learn and build. So let's get into the blueprint. So here are the 4 main pillars. Number 1, active listening. The key here is to listen to understand, not just to reload for your response. Number 2, use I statements. This is all about owning your feelings without blaming the other person. 3, boundaries. You've got to communicate your limits clearly and you have to respect theirs. And number 4, be consistent and accountable. Basically, do what you say you're going to do. That's how trust is built.
And this slide right here is a perfect example of a total game changer. You never have time for me? That's an accusation. It puts someone on the defensive immediately. But I feel hurt and left out when we don't get to connect. See the difference? That's not an attack. That's an invitation to understand your experience. It's an invitation to connect, not to fight. And hey, let's not forget this part. It is not just what you say, it is so much about how you say it. Your tone of voice, your posture, your eye contact, they can either build a bridge or put up a giant wall.
So building this foundation of safety, it's not a one-time construction project. It's more like ongoing maintenance. It's a practice you have to commit to every day to keep the relationship healthy.
Let's go back to that garden analogy. You don't just plant the seeds and then walk away, right? It needs constant watering and care. And listen, things will go wrong sometimes. The true test of a strong bond isn't whether you avoid conflict. It's about how you repair things when they get messy.
This brings us to this incredibly powerful idea called rupture and repair. Ruptures, they're gonna happen. Misunderstandings, hurt feelings, breaches of trust, it's inevitable. But the repair, that is where the absolute magic happens. When you can both acknowledge the damage, take responsibility, and actually work to fix it, you're not just patching a hole, you're making the entire structure stronger.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? In an unsafe relationship, mistakes become ammunition for the next fight. But in a safe one, they are opportunities. Opportunities to repair, to learn, and to grow even closer. That shift in perspective is everything.
So, we'll leave you with this question to think about. What is one small thing, one tiny step you can take today to build a little more safety in a relationship that really matters to you? It could be as simple as choosing an I statement instead of a you statement, or really truly listening without interrupting. It all starts with one small intentional act. Thanks for joining us.